I'm really happy to advance to the next round. Obviously, it's not in the way I wanted it to end. This was definitely one of the bigger Filipino turnouts. New York was huge.
The crowd goes wild every time Alex Eala steps onto the court, and the 2026 Miami Open is about to experience that energy firsthand. Tournament director James Blake has officially declared her for the biggest arena in the stadium, center court at Hard Rock Stadium, because last year's mistake of underestimating her fan base cost them dearly.
I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and quite a thrill ride for her this last year as well, after she had some great results.
Blake himself admitted he learned his lesson, and this time he is making sure the whole world watches her on the grandest stage available. A year ago, she walked in as a wild card, ranked 140th in the world, fought her way to the semifinals, and knocked out Grand Slam champions along the way. Now she returns as the number 29 ranked player in the world and the number 31 seed, carrying 390 ranking points that desperately need defending with an entire nation riding on her shoulders.
These tournaments are such great experiences for me, especially playing in front of the best crowd ever. And I do my best. I do what I can, and just if I see an opening, I think it's important.
The stakes have never been higher, and the pressure has never been greater. Let's break down exactly what's at stake when she steps back onto that court. If you want to stay updated on everything Alex Eala, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update. So let's get into it. James Blake didn't just casually mention Alex Eala's name when discussing the 2026 Miami Open scheduling. He made a point of bringing her up specifically alongside Brazilian sensation João Fonseca as the two players who absolutely had to be on center court. The reason? Last year, organizers initially placed Fonseca on the grandstand, the tournament's second largest court, and the sheer volume of his supporters forced a last-minute relocation to the main stadium, which required ticket upgrades and left fans furious. Blake wasn't going to let that happen again, and watching Alex Eala draw the kind of following she does at every tournament she enters made that decision a no-brainer. Because here's what most casual tennis fans don't fully appreciate yet. The crowd goes wild not just during her matches, but before them, at Indian Wells. Earlier this month, hundreds of Filipino fans wearing shirts that read Alexandra Eala Fan Club were lined up outside the venue trying to get in, and there were still 2 matches being played before she even took the court. When her match was eventually pushed late into the evening due to scheduling delays, those same fans stayed put, wrapped in winter coats and blankets in the cold desert night, just to watch her play. Her match ran for 2 hours and 43 minutes, the longest of the entire day, and the crowd roared at the finish like it was a Grand Slam final. That kind of devotion is something even the biggest names on tour have taken notice of.
19-year-old lefty Alex Eala from the Philippines could be the next big thing in pro tennis.
This is the goal
My goal is to be able to integrate myself into the WTA circuit more and to be able to handle myself better on court.
Bolted into the spotlight last month after making the semifinals at one of the biggest pro tennis tournaments in the world.
Novak Djokovic, when asked about the Eala phenomenon, called it a good problem to have.
Having too much crowd on this or any other tennis tournament is a very good problem to have.
Andy Roddick put it more directly, saying it is the type of story you cheer for because it is great for the sport. Coco Gauff, who lost to Eala at Indian Wells after her own retirement due to injury, experienced the pro-Eala crowd at the Dubai Championships earlier in the year. After the match, Gauff addressed the crowd and acknowledged that she knew they were mostly there for the Filipino star, adding that she genuinely appreciated Eala for bringing an entirely new demographic into tennis.
You were mostly supporting Alex, but I have to say it is great to be on a crowded court. I've played this tournament for many years, and to see the stadium full, it means a lot. And also like to thank Alex for bringing a new demographic to the sport. I really appreciate
The Dubai tournament director himself credited Eala for a measurable influx of new fans at the event. This is what makes her declaration for the biggest arena in Miami so significant. It is not just a scheduling decision, it is an acknowledgement from the tournament itself that Alex Eala has outgrown the smaller courts, and that putting her anywhere else would be a disservice to the fans and to the spectacle she brings. Hard Rock Stadium, the venue hosting the Miami Open, is one of the most iconic sporting arenas in the United States. It is the home of the Miami Dolphins. Getting declared for that main court as a 20-year-old from the Philippines, seeded 31st in a field that includes Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, and Jessica Pegula is genuinely historic. And the story of how she got here is worth telling properly.
Thank you, Jasmine, she says. Paolini gracious as ever in defeat. The former champion is out. Alexandra Eala. What are you going to do next? That is some win.
Super happy.
Totally understand the emotion right now.
This was definitely one of the bigger Filipino turnouts. Also, New York was huge. It was tough because it also depends what court you're on, that you feel the noise and things.
Alex Eala first arrived at the Miami Open in 2025 as a wild card ranked 140th in the world. Nobody outside of Filipino tennis circles was paying much attention. Her first match was against Katie Volanets, ranked 43rd, and she won it 6-3, 7-6. Then came Jelena Ostapenko, the 2017 French Open champion, ranked 25th. Eala beat her 7-6, 7-5. Then Madison Keys, the reigning Australian Open champion, ranked 5th in the world. Eala beat her 6-4, 6-2 without breaking a sweat. Paula Badosa was next in the round of 16, but withdrew due to a back injury, handing Eala a walkover into the quarterfinals. That set up what many are now calling one of the most shocking upsets in recent tournament history. Iga Swiatek, then ranked second in the world and a 5-time Grand Slam champion, was waiting in the quarterfinals. Eala dismantled her 6-2, 7-5. Swiatek, who had been on a 38-match winning streak against players ranked outside the top 50, could not handle the flat, aggressive ball striking from the left-handed Filipino. The win sent Eala into the semifinals, where she faced Jessica Pegula in a grueling 3-set battle that ended 7-6, 5-7, 6-3 in Pegula's favor. Despite the loss, Eala had already made history. She earned $332,160 in prize money and 390 ranking points from that run, and she entered the world top 100 for the first time in her career. Now fast forward to today. Those 390 points are the central storyline heading into the 2026 edition. Under the WTA's rolling 52-week cumulative ranking system, those points expire the moment the Miami Open begins, wiping the slate clean. Heading into the tournament, Eala sits at a career-high number 29 in the world, having risen 3 spots after her round of 16 finish at Indian Wells. But the live rankings tell a different story. Without those Miami points already factored in, she has dropped to around number 49 in the live standings. If she loses her opening match in the round of 64 after receiving her bye, she collects just 10 points, the equivalent of a first-round loser, and could find herself sliding all the way outside the top 50 heading into the clay season. That is the mathematical reality she is walking into, but Eala has been remarkably composed about it. Speaking after her Indian Wells campaign, she said that Miami last year was a beautiful time and the start of everything that followed, but she has achieved a great deal since then and grown considerably as a player. She added that she knows she belongs at this level regardless of what happens over the next 2 weeks. That kind of mental clarity from someone who is still only 20 years old is genuinely striking.
I do my best. I do what I can, and just if I see an opening.
Well, she's being told X, Y, and Z, and I don't think much get out of there.
So young, and she's just coming through. So, and obviously the first couple rounds, the schedule is so packed.
Her draw at the 2026 Miami Open sets up an intriguing path. She receives a first-round bye as the 31st seed and opens in the round of 64 against the winner of the match between Germany's Laura Siegemund, ranked 53rd, and Croatia's Petra Marcinko, ranked 76th. Neither opponent is a pushover, but on paper this is a winnable opener. The real test comes in the round of 32, where a rematch with Iga Swiatek is waiting. Swiatek, now ranked 3rd in the world and seeded 2nd at this tournament, will be eager to avenge last year's quarterfinal defeat. The two have already met again since that Miami encounter. Swiatek got her revenge at the 2025 Madrid Open, winning 4-6, 6-4, 6-2, so this would be their 3rd career meeting and arguably the most anticipated. Should Eala get past Swiatek, the draw opens up further with the likes of Karolina Muchova, Klara Tauson, Mira Andreeva, and Victoria Mboko all potentially in her path before a possible semifinal against one of the American heavyweights. It is a brutal bracket, but it is also the kind of challenge that Eala has shown she can rise to when the moment demands it. Off the court, the build-up to this year's Miami Open has already produced one genuinely feel-good moment. On March 16th, the day before the tournament began, Eala visited South Beach and reunited with Miami Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra, a fellow Filipino-American sports figure who has become something of a kindred spirit for her. The reunion happened to fall on the same day Spoelstra recorded his 700th career NBA victory, making the timing feel almost cinematic. The Miami Heat shared a video of their first meeting back in 2023, when Eala was just 17, alongside footage of their 2026 reunion, and it went viral almost immediately among Filipino sports communities online. That viral moment is a small but telling example of the broader cultural weight that Alex Eala carries every time she competes. More than 10 million Filipinos live outside the Philippines, including approximately 1.7 million in California alone, which partly explains why she draws enormous crowds even at tournaments in the American desert. But her appeal has spread well beyond the diaspora. At the Australian Open in January, her first-round match was assigned to a smaller court, and it created a genuine bottleneck at the venue, as fans who couldn't get in stood outside hoping for a glimpse. Tournament organizers around the world have been scrambling to accommodate the demand she generates, and Miami is simply the latest and arguably the most prepared to handle it. James Blake has done his homework. He has seen what happens when you underestimate the Eala effect, and he has made sure center court at Hard Rock Stadium is ready for what is coming. Whether Eala goes out in the first round or makes another deep run into the second week, one thing is already settled. The biggest arena at the Miami Open will be packed the moment she walks out, and the crowd will go wild before she even hits her first ball. That is the power of what she has built in just 12 months, and this is only the beginning. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our latest coverage on everything happening in the world of tennis. We'll see you in the next one.